What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling. What are we feeling today, Cancer? Exceptional today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just fantastic, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of the channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based upon our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in. I've got to do a little extra for Rhonda. But I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going boy to course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, never force reading on the situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. I should turn my little hourglass here, Cancer. I got this hourglass not too long ago. It's for a separate project, but I've been really enjoying it here so far. But Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just a great angel around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Moon Day. The moon is associated with Mondays. Hopefully you enjoyed the weekend with that first quarter moon that happened in Gemini over the weekend there, Cancer. And, Mondays and Moon days are really great for, really just a very intuitive day. Really great for checking in with your emotions. This can be a really great time for just kind of being amongst the home, being in, and really just kind of paying attention to, again, where your mood's at, because that really kind of sets the tone for the day in general. But I feel like it's especially with when we get into moon territory, considering that she deals with emotions. So we just really want to be mindful of that, Cancer. I feel like especially too, since we have this, we are in a first quarter moon phase, Cancer. We're still in that first quarter moon energy, but we're in the moon's in her home sign, being at home in Cancer there, Cancer. And with this first quarter moon, I feel that this could potentially be a pretty emotional one here, Cancer. Because with the first quarter energy, hold on, Cancer. Did you hear yourself? But with the first quarter energy, it is when the sun and the moon have their first conflict in the new lunar cycle. And sometimes when that sense of who I am doesn't line up with or is that conflict with how I'm feeling, or however, when there's dissonance there, that can lead to a lot of emotions. And I feel like especially when it's happening within that lunar energy, this can be a time for you, I feel like, to just, as time permits, Cancer, just allow yourself to just sort of be. Allow yourself some of that nurturing energy, soothe yourself, and pay attention, I feel, to the actions and things that we take when we are under that emotional fluctuation, or when you feel kind of lost in that water there and it's feeling a little tumultuous there, Cancer. This is a time, I feel like, to just kind of help you just kind of get grounded again, to kind of find that safety within you, Cancer. Because where Cancer is associated with the home, as I just talked with Aquarius about this, how Cancer and the moon energy can be associated with that home space. Our first home, Cancer, is this body. When we come into this earth, that's this body, and depending on what you believe in, of course, but this vessel is housing our energy. And I feel when we understand the emotional undercurrents that comes through here, because it's kind of like how Taurus is a little bit. I feel like that's why the moon does so well in Taurus, is exalted in there. But where I feel like Taurus is trying to, both I feel like Cancer and Taurus are trying to provide, find that outer or that inner peace. Taurus does it more so through kind of the physical, kind of grounding, the achievements and things along those lines, where Cancer does do it through that more kind of subjective work, through that energy of expression, through patience, and in compassion. And I feel there's can be a very, again, maybe a bit tough of emotions of maybe influx coming up, but I feel in the grand scheme, as things start to flow or just even start to balance out a little bit there, Cancer, there can be this understanding, this better integration of whatever it is that we started off during this new moon, or this during this new lunar cycle, because now the first quarter things are starting to pick up. It won't be in a little less, or in about a week, Cancer, we'll be at that new full moon penumbral eclipse that's going to be happening, and that's going to be real kind of, we're going to have a lot of, and the sun's going to be entering into Aries tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, starting off the new astrological year. We have a lot of fresh energies that are coming through. We're getting closer to our retrograde. And I honestly feel that the energies leading up to the retrograde, I'm looking forward to the retrograde, because I almost feel like that this gives us a chance to really just kind of to more so kind of mentally, and let the body kind of catch up with where the mind has been going. So I just feel this, with this things kind of building up their, Cancer, just definitely check in and see where you're at, seeing how the ebbs and flows are coming up, and make sure to take care of yourself in kind with that, Cancer. Really kind of a high tuned in, sensitive type of day here with this moon day. But last few things there, Cancer. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below, some links for some other readers that I really enjoyed their Cancers. Definitely check them out. Actually, a couple of them have their moon in Cancer, which I'm so happy lunar return. And that's something too, Cancer, to kind of mark where I'm actually looking at. I have my lunar return actually chart actually just posted up here, Cancer, and that can be kind of nice to see what the kind of emotional undercurrents are going to be coming up for. Because I'll tell you what, it's pretty fascinating how this stuff can pop up, and how you think about it in relationship to where your charts are at. And this can be something too, Cancer, if you're curious about how these energies may come up, how you're working with this stuff, book a reading with me. I'm getting ready to offer some different services, offer different price points there, changing up some things. Some are more in depth than others. I'm still getting that all figured out, but all the links for the service I currently offer are down in the description box below. So check that out, and it's also on my page on Instagram as well, which I'm posting stuff on there, Cancer. I'm getting with the times a little reluctantly, more so than I thought I would, but it's fine. And yeah, definitely check that stuff out there, Cancer. And then, where else was I? Oh, there's a link down there on top. We're still on that description box. There's a link for, I think in astrology, I had mentioned a couple of podcasts, some websites that I really enjoy, Cancer, for astrology, if that's something you're curious about, and some apps that I really like as well, Cancer. So since we're going to be in collaboration, might as well have those tools on hand, something we could have a reference to. So, but Cancer, let's get into I think that's all I have for you. So let's get into your general energy of the day, which I like this here, Cancer, because that is strength card energy coming through. Because you got the 8th card here, which is the Bobcat Spirit, Cancer, which is a card of life is a mystery. And yeah, it is, Cancer. But I feel in that there is a lot of strength in that mystery there, Cancer, in believing in the mystery. There's this, because sometimes I feel that we can get so bogged down in the density of this journey sometimes that we can forget the mystery of life. Everything can become so mundane and routine, and really it is kind of magical, Cancer. And, 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 I feel this energy, especially when the moon is in her sign of the sign that she's the guardian over for these next couple of days. I feel you can really be attuned to that mystery. This is because when you get into that space of, like the it's like air. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And that's where the Cancerian frequency gets associated with such high intuition because we are the most emotional energy, and it can feel so much in the nuances. Even when you think about the crab sidesteps through this journey. There's this just the way it knows. It just feels, it doesn't go the typical route that other creatures, I feel like, well, I mean, and of course all animals are different, but when it comes to the zodiac, everyone is sort of, well, other than like maybe Pisces and Libra doesn't move. Let me stay on point here, Cancer. This is, I feel like, a time to strengthen, just thinking again with that eighth card being the energy of the strength card, to strengthen that connection with the mystery, to almost have that kind of feline sort of reception or that animalistic type of sensitivity to it. Because Cancer, when I was even talking about the sun first, now moving into Aries, we're going to be in a lot of very heavy Aries energy here very soon. Once a lot of the, other than Mars, all the personal planets will be in Aries, especially around the time they're gathering up for this eclipse, that the second eclipse that'll be happening in early April. This, I feel, is a time for you with that Aries energy when it's forming that square with the Cancer, your Cancer placements, is to I almost feel like let pay attention to how that heat, that nervousness of Aries, that excitement, because there's a fear in Aries, but it's because it's knowing that there's a challenge that's needing to be overcome or that's needing to be faced here, and that can be kind of understanding this mystery of life. But I feel like there's something here as far as embracing that a little bit more, letting this become a bit more instinctual, even, Cancer. But let me get some tarot on this and get some details. I think you're higher self. Let's see what's going on here. All right, Cancer. So you have the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Moons, the Ten of Stars, and the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Hanged Man's Neptune energy. And then you have the Six of Swords and the Ten of Wands upright. Now, with the Hanged Man being here, this Neptune is, Neptune's all about mysteries. It's all about that otherworldly. And I was just feeling with that bobcat, how animals have this just sort of sense. They just know. There is this attunement, especially I feel like with cats. There's something about them, especially sometimes they'll be just kind of staring off, and I'm just like, not even what are you looking at, where are you looking? And I mean, not even just in this realm. I feel like their eyes are piercing into something totally different. But I feel this Eight of Moons here is, there's something that we're kind of getting hung up on here, Cancer. I feel there's some sort of emotional... I almost feel like there's something that we're maybe having troubles accepting here with the Eight of Moons, that we're wanting to walk away from, that there was this, and this could be, Cancer, this could be a question of, I'm getting like a question of faith, but not more so like in a religious standpoint. It's more so like your faith in maybe like the universe. This could be your this could be like even like your faith maybe in people, because people are a bit of a mystery, and even how they translate their emotions is an, or maybe don't, is a conundrum. And but there's something here that there's an experience I feel that maybe for some, and this may be all the experiences, where we may feel a little hung up there, Cancer, when we have troubles moving on, when we know we need to see the other, or see another perspective or a higher perspective, but something about that is feeling a little heavy. With the Ten of Wands being here, it's feeling a little too much, like we don't have the energy with the Knight of Wands being here to walk away, to leave that stuff behind. I feel this because the Six of Swords, this is Mercury in Aquarius. And that is a higher mind for Mercury. Mercury is exalted there. And I just feel that there's something here about the understanding how an experience is contributing to the bigger picture in life, and it is all a matter of perspective. And listen, it's like, and like I was saying with the moon, I feel like this is giving yourself an energy to feel, if there's something here, like where I'm feeling like an unfairness, or maybe like an uncertainty, maybe even an urgency towards something. And it might be with these Aries energy getting ready to come up here. You might already be feeling this stuff coming a bit earlier. Noticing that there is these conflicts, that you're not sure which direction you're wanting to go. It is all too mysterious. Maybe it's all a bit too much, and we just want it to be a bit more kind of basic, more kind of bit more simple, I feel, Cancer. But there's something I feel when we, like I was saying, when you find that security within, then that makes moving through this mystery, this kind of this journey, a bit more tolerable, I feel. Even though we're not sure where we're going, where our footing is, I feel with the Ten of Stars being here, or what we're necessarily trying to build, it's something about keeping the bigger picture in mind here, Cancer. But let's get a little bit more with this energy. This, I feel it could even be kind of pondering where we're moving to, what direction we're moving to next, possibly here, Cancer. There's something where we may be having some emotional ties up there with the Eight of Moons being here, but it's like the Six of Swords, I feel, knows that something is becoming a bit too much, that it's not contributing to this grand scheme of things. And oh, interesting. All right, hold on, Cancer. But let's see. Think of yourself. Let's see what else is going on here. All right. So you have the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Stars upright, Cancer. Then you have my girl, the Empress here, Venus, and then one of the special major arcana cards in this deck, the Full Moon card in reverse. I think we've been getting these like kind of full moon, new moon kind of coming through here, Cancer, kind of on it. I feel like they've been alternating here as of late. In this full moon energy, I feel that it's interesting. Like when you, even during a full moon, Cancer, when you go out at night and you're seeing the full moon, even though things are illuminated, if you have the perfect clear sky to see everything, there's still aspects that are hidden. When I'm thinking about that energy. And it's giving me this thing of, even just thinking about like astrology and stuff. You can have, you can have the energies thinking about a certain focus, you know, how certain things change, how you may do this, but they're not necessarily a predictor. You know, we can't really like, there's some things that's like we can get an idea of like, okay, there's this combination here, this thing could happen, this thing could happen, a myriad of things can happen. But I feel what this energy is saying is just like, is not criticizing the process with the Seven of Wands being here. It's almost, I feel like this Eight of Wands is kind of going with the flow, even when we're not feeling the sense of abundance. And not even when we're not feeling the state of abundance, but it's like, it's like I, it's like we're going towards, it's like you're going towards something, Cancer. And I feel like it is, you know, it's ultimately something that is going to improve, you know, for improvement, you know, as long as I feel like within, you know, it's staying within your, with that is in alignment with you. But I feel there's sometimes it's like there are times when I feel like the Empress doesn't want to do things that like it may not be aligned. Let me get some details with the Empress there, Cancer, before I see if I can get some better words with that. Because I feel like there's something here that in. Hold on, let me see. Take care of herself. Okay, interesting. So the Empress is clarified by the Two of Swords and the Two of Stars in reverse here, Cancer. And that's kind of what I was feeling. It's like something doesn't feel in alignment with the Empress, and she's in this kind of indecisive place here. But I feel like it's, I feel like it's trying not to let the, when energy starts flowing in whatever direction, I feel with the Eight of Wands being here, when things just start moving, or I guess more so it's like a, how do you keep yourself balanced and keep yourself where we're making decisive actions in the uncertainty of this there, Cancer, when we're not sure what the abundance looks like. We know we're working towards things that are, again, that are trying to raise your vibration, but it's just like how that's taking form, I feel like is what's maybe having it's what's focusing here. But I feel like it's tuning into, again, to those things that don't resonate with you, with the Eight of Moons, starting to clear that stuff out. Because this full moon maybe even could be where the full moon is a time of celebration. It is also a time of release. And I feel maybe there are some things we're not sure what we're needing to let go of to get things smoother. Again, I feel like we do know maybe here with the Six of Swords, but it's something that is having troubles maybe working into the day to day. You know, maybe we're having, it's like, I'm seeing this hand here with the needle, and sometimes when you're trying to thread a needle, it's like if that first couple of goes doesn't quite insert right, and it's just like, okay, now I need to like, there's a focus here that's happening. And I think I'm gonna move on from that there, Cancer, but and I hope that made sense. But let's get some advice from the moon, Cancer. It's almost just like trusting in the uncertainty there, Cancer. And but let's get your last cards. Get your last cards here. See what's going on. All right, Cancer. So you have the Page of Moons, the Knight of Stars, upright, And then you have the Three of Stars, the Ten of Swords, the Two of Moons, the Seven of Stars. I got a lot here, Cancer. The Three of Swords, and the Page of Wands in reverse here, Cancer. And let's switch back over. Oh, maybe. There we go. Because this is interesting energy here, Cancer. I feel that this energy with the Ten of Swords here, it's like we're wanting to trust something. We're wanting to, there's some growth that's happening here, you know, and there are times I feel like with the energy of the Ten of Swords where we'll have something a Ten of Swords is like when we've hit our lowest point, when we've been in this kind of struggle. Maybe there was a recent kind of failure here, something didn't quite go as well as we had thought it would. Maybe there was some sort of thing that we're healing from with the Three of Swords. I like that the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords are in reverse. Granted, what may have led up to that thing may not have been so great, but like it's like life is a mystery because this gives you, I feel where the Page of Wands is maybe this fear of like getting caught up in something again. Maybe this could be like we don't want to get in a new relationship with the Three of Stars, for example, because we had something kind of fall out, whether this be in work, in friends, in love. But now this Page of Moons, I feel, is an invitation to, okay, we've gotten these feelings, we learned these newer things, we've got this different level of discernment. What's our game plan going from here? You know, kind of. And I even feel with the Knight of Stars, it's like things, you know, we have these plans and these expectations, and you know, life has other plans and expectations sometimes. And where, again, that can sometimes maybe feel disheartening, that can feel discouraging, or but I do feel like it is ultimately, it is for your higher calling. It is to bring in this new sense of abundance, of again to learn who you are and invest in yourself in a different type of way there, and know that there are going to be difficulties along the way, but that doesn't let that, like, I feel like that doesn't have to, or we can try to get it to where it doesn't prevent us from starting new things, you know, from getting new experiences, all because we don't want, in the name of not getting hurt, you know, or whatever that may be, Cancer. So yeah, definitely some stuff kind of open, like kind of unlocking here. I feel with this mystery card, but this feels like this is something that we may be kind of meditating on with this moon in Cancer, and kind of seeing how you do feel about this stuff here, Cancer. Who knows? These feelings may grow as we get, because we'll be in this moon in Cancer for another day, and so as we're getting towards the full moon, that, you know, it's very interesting, Cancer, but I think I'm going to leave that there. So just a little something to think about. But if you like that, Cancer, if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer. If you know someone who's been maybe kind of struggling with these kind of concepts, like, because even I've had, like, I was like, this was very fascinating. Even talking about that full moon energy. It was like you're seeing stuff in the light, but yeah, that was very fascinating there, Cancer. I do, and I hope that made sense. And then subscribe there, you Empress. Hit that, you full moon. Hit that bell button, get notified on all these videos each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer. You know, if you do have these kind of like bigger questions about life, and, you know, wanting to put a little bit more structure to the supposed randomness that is going on there, definitely check that stuff in the information down below. You know, you can see what kind of themes are coming up for you. You know, I like the lunar returns as a nice kind of monthly one, and to see what are some stuff that may come up for me emotionally this month, and how that may contribute to like my solar return, and when I set other intentions for different things there. But you know, my moon's in this month is like in the 8th house types of things, and there has been some sort of intenser emotions kind of coming up there, and figuring out where I feel I kind of want to change in that exchange of energies, and kind of like the deeper psychology of me. And my son's in the sixth house is changing routine. It's a lot going on, but it does help you to keep perspective, keep that stuff grounded when you are feeling a lot. It's like, okay, this is transferring because of this. Why is that? What can I do with that, knowing this? Just gives a different intentionality to it. So definitely check that out. And then after we're done checking your chart there, Cancer, come over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, monthly ones, yearly ones. Cancer, and it's a great old time. The weekly ones are these weekly downloads where I talk about the different aspects and what's going on with them, just kind of like the astro weather. So, and all that housekeeping, Cancer, is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here. Interesting. So I can get you out of here. So you got another one of these special cards in this deck here, which is the Wanderer card up right here, Cancer. And that's why, I feel like sometimes we can sort of feel like that, where we're just sort of wandering through life trying to figure it out. But I almost like this wanderer as being more so of the discoverer, the adventurer, someone who is guided by the moon, who looks up to the moon for guidance. Cancer, again, the moon is our guardian. Wherever, if you have Cancer sun, Cancer rising, wherever that Cancerian energy is, the moon influences that. And I feel this wanderer here is becoming, even in times where they're, maybe feeling a little lonely, feeling a little isolated, maybe unsure about where things are going, where the abundance is, what's the dream looking like, what is this meant to unlock, that we get used to that ebb and flow. We get used to those cycles. We learn to work with this mystery of life and start to understand things in the grander scheme of things there, Cancer. So I feel that this wanderer is saying where it is, thank you, herself, where it's fine to question and to find yourself, like to be mindful about getting lost in that, about being aimless. That's something I feel like to just be it's one thing to kind of go with the flow and feel where the energies are taking you, but it's another to just sort of just be existing, Cancer, and just sort of like, just kind of think about that, Cancer. Oh, interesting, how funny. That's basically what we've been talking about here, Cancer. So then you got the Ride the Waves card here, which is a card of life lessons and growth, and you will get through this. And absolutely you'll get through this journey, Cancer. Life is a conundrum, this whole experience, But it's something that your soul wanted to go through, an experience that is necessary for the bigger picture, for the grand scheme of things, The Empress, in her early stages, may not understand why she needs to do the things she needs to do to maintain this Empress state and how an Empress grows, but it starts to make sense over time. And even the Two of Swords, it's just like there's this indecisiveness about, almost like, do I even have what it takes to create even? And absolutely you do, Cancer. Always, Because believe me, this life has been, this week has been just full of lessons. And so believe me, Cancer, life is a mystery, but we're all going through this experience together, and we all got this together. So I like that, Cancer. But you stay safe out there. This mysterious life that we're going through. Keep eyes on the moon there, Cancer. It's a great way to keep grounded. A great reminder. I feel that the moon is a reminder that we don't always have to be on. Where the sun is just always on, just lit all the time. Maybe except during like eclipses. The moon, we get phases of her. And there's a whole side of her we don't see. There's a whole other side of her. That is just, she doesn't rotate. She just keeps the one face. And that one face is very nuanced. But can you imagine underneath that richness, that life is a mystery. So understand about that more, Cancer. Who knows what can come up through you as you're going through these mysteries. So, but yeah, and I will catch you, Cancer, on the next one tomorrow.